That was Paperclips, Reflection, and Dream Eater off Viv Mouse's new album, also called Dream Eater. You can download that now off its Bandcamp at vivi-atl.bandcamp.com. That's Vivi, and then shortening for Atlanta at bandcamp.com. Except they don't do ats for Bandcamp, so that's fine. Put a period where the at was. It's not an email. Try your best, though. So, Viv, why these 3 songs? Let's talk about this.
Honestly, I just picked these 3 because they are the most upbeat. They have the most sort of energy behind them. A lot of the album kind of alternates between higher energy and lower energy songs, and I felt like for this kind of event, I wanted there to be higher energy songs.
So, Viv Mouse, I want to talk more about Dream Eater, the album as a whole.
Oh.
But I guess let's talk about, so I'm so glad there's no pressure on me right now, because all of my what's music can be cut out in post. But also half of the good jokes that we make are going to be about Amber, get rid of that.
Yeah, true.
So,
Yeah,
we'll just pretend there's timeline shenanigans going on.
Sure. I mean,
so let's talk about what sort of inspired this album. I want to talk about this.
So the album as a whole is about and pretty heavily inspired by just the last couple of years of feelings sort of pent up. It's, I guess, it's shit that I've already kind of moved past. I don't know if there's an inspiration for the album as a whole. It's not as coherent as some other albums, but Reflection is inspired by a particular bad day that I had. Maybe November, I think, 2020, right before I moved to my current place, where I literally was stuck in bed just all day and just miserable. Dream Eater is inspired by, I don't really know what it's inspired by, actually. Well, it's inspired by a bunch of things, but I don't know what the impetus for my originally writing it was. But the writing style of the spoken word sections is pretty heavily inspired by Ivy Ruth's Manifesto.
Hell yeah.
Which slaps.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to the next manifesto when they finally introduce Olive Guiden.
Olive Guiden.
I've never said the word Guiden out loud before, so I didn't know if I was going to get it right, but it sounds like I did, which is great. So let's talk about your opinion of Ivy Ruth's Manifesto real quick.
I think Manifesto slaps. I need to reread it, honestly, but I love the sort of the interpersonal kind of vibes that Pimple and Toenail have just interacting with each other.
It's kind of... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's kind of got this bouncy sort of meatiness to it, where if you rolled up a meatball and you kind of bounce it off the counter, you would get a little Manifesto bounce, you know what I mean?
I think that's true regardless of whether I understand what it means.
All right, perfect. Well, I am a genius. I'm probably one of the smarter people who exists.
I think so.
No, not true. So, no, but you as an artist, let's broaden our spectrum here. We've talked enough about Ivy Ruth's Manifesto. Frankly, the idea of continuing to say the word manifesto on this stream has me worried about the TOS people. So
a little bit.
We'll move on. We'll postpone our reading of the Turner Diaries. It'll be fine. I mean, maybe this, I should be asking then, do you get this, little voice inside your head where you are assembling, what you want to make out of kind of the voice of these things you've researched and listened to? So
it's not necessarily the voice of, it's a lot more specific, analytical, I'll be here's a particular, device that they used. I don't have really intense music theory background, but I'm all right at it. I've self-taught and I've been fucking around with it for a long time, and so I think at this point I have enough of a foundation of what chord progression are they doing, why is this appealing to me, and like what percussion, like what beat are they doing, like what stuff are they doing that is appealing to me, and how can I use that?
Yeah.
So it's a lot less broad and a lot more like specific. Like, I want to use this little aspect of this thing.
Well, how granular do you go? Like, would you seek out like a certain sample if you liked it enough?
Maybe I feel weird sampling a lot of the time, which is silly. Sampling is super chill, but it's like I don't exactly want to sample, but I might want to kind of steal a drum beat, which is definitely what I did from that J-Som song.
This is all very normal though. I mean, I really do have to say, you know, we love sampling, obviously.
Yeah.
Welcome to Hexen. I mean, these songs are like really different from each other. Is there like a genre or sound or something you're shooting for? You talked a lot about who inspires you, but maybe...
Yeah, well, I pull inspiration from a lot of disparate sources, and I don't really think I'm not very good at genres in general. Like I'm not very good at like knowing what the boundaries of genres are and understanding what makes something fit into a particular genre necessarily. So I tend to just like write off the top of my head, and if it ends up sounding like synthwave, then it ends up sounding like synthwave, you know. I feel like a lot of that too is like the influence of the like soundtracks and shit that I've listened to that kind of go all over the place depending on like the mood and the scene, which is kind of what I want to do too when I write, where I'm like, I want Dream Eater to be the like emotional climax of the album. How can I make it sound like a fucking boss battle is like where my brain goes.
Definitely. That's fucking cool. I love that. I love that you can get into that headspace. I wonder can you talk about any specific boss battles that you sort of took into this song?
Oh my god.
I realize that's a very sort of weird little question, but like I'm also incredibly curious now.
There's elements like there's like the like wacky like breakbeat shit of like the end of Undertale, but like there's a thing in particular I don't think that I had heard by the time that I had written the album. I did just play Omori, and a bunch of the boss battles have like breakbeat that also has like really like brooding kind of chords like I use, and it's kind of really cool to see that sort of used professionally. Like I'm like, oh shit, I thought about that independently. That's cool. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything in particular.
You figure that shit out on your own, and you're like, ooh, I'm a real one. I'm getting there. I got it figured out. Do you want to take some questions from chat real quick?
Yes, give me chat questions.
Okay, chat questions. Chat wants to know, what's your favorite cheese, Squeak Squeak?
I am unfortunately not supposed to eat cheese, because I am not necessarily, I don't know if I'm lactose intolerant, but I have tummy issues that cheese kind of triggers. So, but that said, my favorite is Pecorino Romano because I grew up with it, and it is really like sharp and tangy and intense, and I like it a lot.
I think I've heard you say the words Pecorino Romano before.
You definitely have. When asked probably the same question.
Yeah, people are very rude to mice about cheese.
Yeah, right. Like
it's a little.
Really, most of my diet is green, so like.
What's your favorite green food? Let's talk about this.
My favorite green food. That's also difficult. I have always been a fan of broccoli, and I've always been a fan of green beans.
Oh yeah.
I'm a green bean girl. I like those like squeaky beans, you know, when you're cooked just right and they squeak in your mouth.
Squeaky beans, yeah, that's what I called every cat boy I've ever met.
Oh my god.
Great one. Because they have toes. I don't know, whatever.
They sure do.
Let's stop talking about vegetables and start talking about catboy toes.
Oh no.
So can you name a single catboy off the top of your head?
No, I cannot.
Okay. Here's the game we're gonna play. I'm gonna pull up images of catboys, and you tell me what you think their names are.
Okay, that sounds
This sounds so stupid.
It sounds really silly, but I think it's funny.
Let's check out. This is about to be the best transition of our life. Welcome to the Murray Franklin Show. Let's check out some pictures.
This is the checkers game where grandson and granddad will bond.
All right. Let's get the Google up on screen. Can we get the Google, please?
The Google.
Please. I'm the old timey guy from Joker, so I still call it the Google. Google Chrome. Let's get some fucking cowboys up in this beat word. What do we? You just get to name him. I realize that I have no way of figuring out what these young men's names are. So you just get to decide what their names are. Now, congratulations, you're a catboy mom.
This one's name is Jerome.
Okay, hold on. We gotta get Jerome up on the stream. Can you sort of try and explain why?
No. I will not be taking questions.
No, but you have to. Otherwise, it's here's Jerome.
No. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna just spoil the bit that I was gonna do. I was just gonna name them all Jerome because.
But you like so desperately want to look at stupid. You so desperately don't want to see any more femboys that you're like, I'll just fuck it. I'm not doing this joke.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sabotage your bit. Actually.
Thanks. Really love that. Well,
no, it's funny. I just like I'm extremely bad at naming.
Well,
like it took me a lot of effort to name myself. Especially my middle name took like fucking months.
How did you choose your name? Let's talk about this. Jerome will just stay in the background.
Yeah, Jerome will be there. My first name is from Vivi in Paper Mario because I'm stupid.
I know so many Vivi in Paper Marios. That's crazy.
Yeah, literally, she's like trans in canon. So
hell yeah.
And then my middle name is Phoebe, and I picked it because it's a bird that I really like.
Hell
and
yeah.
Also it means shiny. And
hell
that makes me
fucking
happy.
Yeah.
But that took like 2 months, and like I was like really hoping to get my name changed, but I was like, oh, I don't have a middle name yet. Fuck. So I went through a whole.
Let's get back to Catboy Femboy. This one looks a little bit like Aaron Hansen. Most animals don't get a second chance. You fall through a lake and the current drags your fur, and you end up dead under 6 inches of ice. You cross the wrong people and you end up smeared across the snow. You end up half a world away from home. You end up climbing out of hell, coming up to a surface world that forgot your name. Not Dead is a cyberpunk paranormal thriller about the supernatural trying to lead mundane lives. It follows undead reporter Hanratty Vermington and her demonic partner Set, 2 animals in pain trying their best to be good. It's also about gay animal people kissing each other. We're back on a normal set. We're not doing Catboy anymore.
No more Catboy.
No more Catboy, okay? We've had enough.
We have progressed past the deep for Catboy.
Someone in chat.
Catboy. Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you want to take another question from chat real quick?
Yes, please. Chat question.
Vivi Mouse, help. My friend keeps saying lol instead of laughing. What do I do? No.
It's incurable. I'm sorry.
This is why they don't send us advice. Just so we're all aware, we are not a certified advice podcast. No, I will be sending this. I'm writing it down now. And we will be sending this up the chain to, at the very least, Travis. We'll see it.
Yeah. Okay.
And if we get any updates on this advice... Here, I gotta put it in the tube real quick. It fucking zooms off, huh?
Oh, it's so good. I love those. I want one of those in my house.
It's really nice to have. But, you know, sometimes, especially if you're tiny, like a mouse, You get Augustus glooped up in there. Well, but
no, I want to get in. No, but I want to get in the little capsule thing that you put in the tube. Like, I don't want to get directly in the tube, but I want to get in the little capsule, right? That they send. No, but like, when you go to the bank. No, when they go to the bank, when you go to the bank and like you go through the drive-through, and they put it in the little capsule, right? Because like paper isn't going to go through the tube very nicely. So they put it in the capsule and they launch the capsule through the tube, and then you get your checks that you ordered and you get your lollipop. Like, I want to sit in the capsule and I want to go on the roller coaster.
So I do have a surprise for you, Viv Mouse, before we close out the show.
Okay.
You talked earlier about having to mail your SSN card to the government. And
yeah,
I'm happy to say that you've been pranked and that you actually mailed your SSN card directly to the Raturday Night Studios, and we're going to put your SSN on stream right now.
Oh my god, I'm ready to get doxxed. Christ, was Seth Rogen's cell phone number on the Raturday show? Christ,
it's still one of the funniest things that's ever happened. It's part of my problem.
It's really good. Eric Andre is such a character. I think that was like here, wasn't it? That was like in Atlanta.
Was he in Atlanta? I thought he was in New York.
Is he? I know that
he went to Berklee College of Music.
Like all the Adult Swim shit. Like TBS is based here. So
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Any Turner Broadcasting is in Atlanta.
Well, Adult Swim, call me, or else I'll leak your social security numbers too.
For sure.
After the show, I have to tell you about the Adult Swim pilot I got rejected.
Oh, yes, you must.
Okay, we'll talk about that after the show. I mean, after the show is not even going to be for like several. I gotta come back, which is like going to be so difficult for me because I want to take a nap and also have another joint. So fucking stick around for the rest of Hexen X3. Hold on. Let's do some courtesy. Let's take your fucking social security number off the screen for one goddamn second.
Yeah.
The 3 tracks that you heard from Vivi Mouse's set were from Dream Eater, the latest album from Vivi Mouse. Said that too many times. You can download it from its Bandcamp. There'll be a link in chat right now, or go to vivi-atl.bandcamp.com. Viv, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Hell yeah. Up next, we got Rockin' Riley with some stand-up comedy, so finally something funny will be said on this stream. Really looking forward to that. That set's called... I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at the Discord message right now. The set is called The Worst Bit Ever. Jerry Seinfeld running from the cops. Stay tuned for the rest of Hexen X3.